Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Syke here, and today we're gonna be doing another ranked stream featuring your favorite boy, Blake. What's up, Blake? Blake is now on voice chat. Spoiler alert. What's up, Youns? Welcome everyone to the stream. We're gonna be streaming again Monday. Those balance changes are looking spicy. I'm super excited for them. We'll see what happens. I've been thinking about doing a stream where we're gonna do like every single character before they get buffed. And then we're going to do a stream after they got buffed, see how much they change. I saw Little Girl got buffed a little bit. Patient is getting a buff. These like useless characters, or like characters that were once good, that I used to use Patient, but he's not really that worth using anymore. Especially because, you know, Opera Singer exists, and it's just not worth using Patient because of that. But, I mean, he's getting a buff, and he's getting a choice if he wants to vault over stuff or not, which is like a quality of life change. Besides just faster hook animation, which is definitely going to help a lot more. Yeah, Psyche Hunter stream for their buffs too. It'll just be like a Survivor plus Hunter stream. I'm hoping the balances aren't this week. It'll be a little bit early. Usually when they announce changes, it's not like immediately the next week. It usually takes a couple weeks. Usually at most 3 weeks is the average. You forgot the loud shh. What do you mean? That's the you mean the clown? You mean the clown impression where we do the shh? Yes, those were good times. Long time ago. Long time ago. Those were days of ancient. I'm really sorry, my man. My man wants first stop because he's playing Acrobat. But Thief is going to survive much better in a place with a broken, like working carousel. That's just one of Thief's best areas on Moonlight, to just be by the working carousel. We could spawn by the broken carousel, I guess. It's just that some hunters, you don't want to commit to doing that. Some hunters, it's not a good idea to commit to just the carousel and have nothing else to kite with. I did see the Moonlight changes. I think after the Moonlight changes, I might consider spawning broken carousel as Thief or even as another Survivor, because that area is genuinely not that bad to start at. But specifically Thief, that if it's a hunter where I can just flashlight circle them around the carousel, then I would just rather do that. But if it's not a hunter like that, or if it's a little bit risky to do it, I might opt to do something else. Like use the window, you know, then combine it into the carousel, and then maybe use it for a little bit, then they slowly catch up. You go back to the window, and there's like that pallet there to work with next to that window. There's a window right next to the broken carousel right now. That's kind of useless. It's good if you have a window boost, but the problem with that window is that Hunter always goes on the short side of the wall, which is on the right side of it. Alright, then you're forced to go left, which is the edge of the map. There's nothing there. It's the edge of the map. Which is why it's so great that they're adding that pallet there. Because now when you vault that window and Hunter goes around the short side, there's another pallet on your left waiting for you. So in the old times, or right now, I guess, you would turn left immediately after vaulting the window. Or right, depending on which side you vault. The hunter goes on the short side. You have to go the opposite direction, right? You don't want to get hit by the hunter, of course. But there's nothing in that direction. The most you can do is go around the window, right? And then maybe use it again. Or just try to transition to a different pallet further away. Point is, I'm really excited for like the combinations that you could get with different survivors. Or just a new kiting route in general. I think we could get a new kiting route entirely with that pallet being added. Just a single pallet added finally puts together a kiting route that could be like realistically good on that side of the map. It seems to me that the goal is going to be to try to reach that window plus powder. It sounds really silly, but that window makes that pallet last so long. If it was just the pallet and just one long wall without the window, let's say it was just a wall, then that pallet would not be as good. But because you have that window, you can just... Ooh, he's going to that cipher. Let's not go there then. Because you have that window, you can make that pallet last so much longer, which is what's really nice about it. You could get a loop out of the window, then use the pallet. I don't understand why I didn't use the, why is he not rescuing? Seriously? Okay. I don't know what the guy is doing. I don't think that was a mistake. I feel like this guy is throwing. He elbow padded, could have made the rescue without a second hit. Didn't make that, but didn't make the rescue. Okay, he's stalling here. Okay, at least he crawled away. So that it's not very easy to balloon hit the survivor. Too bad Acrobat can only get one black bomb for one rescue. He would have gotten 2 black bombs if he just got infinite bombs. Saki, should I rank today? Yeah, it depends if you're in the mood. Depends if you have a rank partner. That's really the biggest thing. Depends if you're streaming, you know. That could also make an influence on if you play rank. 64%. Probably doesn't apply to many people. I don't know what that was. Did he disconnect? I don't know, because he touched the chair and then let go. Let himself... I mean, that was really strange. She got hit a second time. Started the rescue. He started the rescue, didn't he? Did he start the rescue? I don't even know if he started the rescue, actually. Hey, man, I don't know what that was, but I feel a little bit sorry for Blake, because that wasn't even that bad of a kite. I don't know what the mercenary's doing. Alright, we're gonna prepare for a rescue here. Just be in the vicinity of the rescue is pretty much my job here. Maybe we'll get, like, a good item. We're just gonna let mercenary do the cipher. The acrobat will be able to kite long enough here to just wait out his whole chair time, and then that should give enough time to do the cipher. Maybe we'll get something good. That could be pretty helpful, actually, for the rescue. Alright. But yeah, acrobat is doing a good job here. So we might just even be able to just rescue him before half in that case. Yeah, we're going to be able to rescue him before half, which is really nice. So we'll see here where she chooses a chair. If she chairs inside of 2-story, we are going to have to go from the front side. I don't know if you guys saw, but on the balance changes, they're actually making this back entrance wider over here, so Hunter cannot body block you anymore. It's such a huge change. Because any hunter who's aware about how thin that area is, we're playing this game. Playing the terror shot game. Oh, we make it now because she swung at her. Alright. I don't know if he wants to pop so soon. I gotta get to the gate, so I'm glad he didn't pop immediately. We actually might want to go for this gate. Yeah, I'm thinking we might actually want to go for this gate. Especially because he's taking a roller coaster there. No, he's not taking the roller coaster there. Okay, but he is going to be on that side of the map. It's kind of tough. We could have gone for either gate, honestly. Although if I went for that other gate, we might have gotten intercepted at like 2-story. So I think this is a little bit safer. Probably a little bit safer. Hard to say, honestly. I mean, we don't have any abilities now. This elbow pad is the only thing I have. Teleport? No, no teleport. I don't know where we're gonna kite. I mean, we could elbow pad to that window over there and live for a little bit. Okay, thankfully I don't have to think about that. She just doesn't even teleport. Okay, she's got a warp though, which is not gonna be enough. She could have warped on me. She could have warped on me if had she instead of vaulting in and picked up, she could have just warped from 2-story near me. It wouldn't have been on top of me, but that would have been really bad. That would have been really bad if she did that. You know, I have a feeling that she didn't do that. Ooh, you know what? You know why she probably didn't do that? Even though there's no reason not to. Like, let's say she knows that I'm at the first stop gate, which is where I was, right? I know I'm there because I'm playing me. But let's say she knows for a fact there's no reason the hunter cannot warp and knock me down. And even if it takes 30 seconds, it's not a big deal to take the warp back to 2-story, knock me down, knock me down, take the warp back, and then go back for the acrobat, knock him down again, and then come back for me. She's opera singer. We're not that far away from each other, me and the acrobat. So she could have done that. But I'm thinking that maybe she didn't do that because the last place she saw me run to was behind 2-story, which that probably messed her up a little bit. Made her think that, you know what? No one is at that other gate at first stop. I'm not even going to try to go for it. And if she tried to go for it, I mean, she probably would have gotten a win there. She probably would have gotten a win there had she at least gone for it, which, you know what? I definitely understand why she didn't go for the first stop. She's thinking that no one is there. But at the same time, so much time has passed that you're probably not going to make it to the 4th stop. The gate is already open by then. The only way you would be able to win at that point if you go for 4th stop is if you find a thief or the mercenary already trying to make their way to the gate. And mercenary, no go. Mercenary is surviving a hit, so it has to be thief. She has to find thief, try to intercept him from reaching the gate, but it doesn't make any sense because with how long the acrobat kited, I would have already been in front of gate trying to open it or waiting for it to be open. So If I were the hunter, looking at that situation, how long I took for the chase, knowing that thief probably would already be standing in front of the gate, there's no way I'm going to intercept him. He's already going to be standing at the gate, and warp just doesn't go all the way to the gate. Gate's already going to be open on top of that. So I would have probably just went straight to first stop. I know it's really easy to say, but this is kind of like a game sense thing, you know? If you have the ability to just go back and forth, like right there, you are close enough to first stop, but you're not close enough to fourth stop. I would have probably at least checked first stop since, hey, you're tying either way, right? If no one is at first stop, you're going to tie either way, so. Has anyone else having ping spikes lately? I've been cursed. No. I've not been having ping spikes lately. Basement. We got basement is here. Okay. We gotta turn on that low graphics so that we can see through these tinted windows. You know, that's the one thing about high graphics, I will say, is that high graphics does have one disadvantage, is that on this exact map, like right here, that window is black stained, alright, dark stained. But if you turn on low graphics or performance, you can see through the windows. That's gonna help you. Specifically, where is it gonna specifically help you? Like, why would you ever need to look through those windows? Specifically for those two windows right there, in that direction. Hunter will sometimes go around that window, and you don't know for sure if they're going through the entrance or they're going for the window side, so you're just standing at the window, right? But then what if the hunter suddenly vaults it while you're standing at the window and you didn't see them until they started vaulting? Then you're kind of in trouble because there's nothing else nearby. That's why it's so important to be able to see through those windows, so that you see them coming ahead of time to the window so they could just start running away from it immediately. We're playing Thief, so it doesn't really matter. We kind of want to be near the window, so that way when they vault it, we can immediately stun them. But any other survivor, or batter, I guess, batter can also just push away. It's kind of a sad use of your ball, but you know what? Against a hunter like Ripper, it's not a bad use because his whole gimmick is trying to get close to you. That's probably one of your best shots. It's just, you know, if you knew he was coming, you could have started running already to the next window and then used your ball for the next window instead, right? Thief, I got so much flashlight, I can keep stunning over and over again. Not a big deal. Let's see here. Let's think about where we wanted to go next. There is going to be a backgate server. There's always going to be a backgate server. Either there, or sometimes both spawn. But in this case, only one of them spawn. And Puppeteer slowly moving out of this area. So now would be a perfect time to take over the Cypher machine. Especially because he has already used the pallet here. There's pretty much no incentive to come back to this area. He could come back over here, I guess, right behind me to that pallet in front of the rocket chair. That would be his one incentive if he hasn't already used that pallet, but otherwise, he's not going to be, like, on top of me kiting. He could use the windows. These windows are pretty good, I will say, but not that great against Ripper, unless you already have Broken Windows boost ready to just break away from him. In that case, I think there's a better window to use, like that one. Or if you just want to boost just to get away from him, that crappy window could do the job as well. Anything that's closer, I would say, is better at that point. Although, this window has the advantage of making it very annoying to go around, so I mean, I don't know. He could really kite here if he has broken windows. It is possible. Okay, so this is a little bit concerning. Forward got hit in a situation where we really don't need the support. We just need someone with a strong rescue ability to secure the rescue. Thankfully, it doesn't matter, because the Cyrus are going to be almost prime, even if I have to take a Foggy Blade hit, rescue, and then someone gets double hit. Cyphers are already going to be primed. As opposed to a rescuer like Forward would have been able to. We want Fire Investigator to pop his Cypher because he's in a really bad spot right now. We want to give him time to get to the gate. There we go. He did pop the Cypher. I don't really want to pop that. My man is literally out in the open. The one thing I am worried about right now is Abnormal. That is an issue. Abnormal is a serious issue here. We're not going to be able to stun him, unfortunately. Oh, we are. No, we aren't. Woo! That was a little close. Okay, I guess we can prevent abilities. We can prevent abilities. And I don't know, maybe that was a bad pop. I guess it was a bad pop because I didn't expect Ford to just be standing by me still. Unfortunately, that was my bad, I guess. That was a pretty bad pop because he was just standing by chilling with me on my side. Okay. Okay, dungeon is here. That might be important information. So he will survive a dissension hit. For now, he will, at least. He did survive that Foggy Blade hit, which is really nice. I don't want to stand too close in case the teleport happens. Or like a warp, I guess. Warp as well. Now, about now, it should open. So, a little bit early, I guess. But not the end of the world. He was feeling left out. Maybe he thought I wouldn't pop. I don't know. I don't know in what world I don't pop. But I guess I should have also popped sooner. Oh, he might get dungeon. Oh, he did get dungeon. I don't know why the hunter didn't swing at him right there. Oh no, he's not, because he's behind the pallet. That's why. Oh, what a beautiful timing! The Ripper actually fell for it too. So he would have died there, but because he used the 1 second body block where it like makes you invincible for 1 second, it's like hitting a wall. So the Ripper just hit a wall basically when he hit the puppet. The one situation where that matters, usually in 99% of situations when you do that, the survivor just immediately gets hit right afterwards. But of course in that situation he escapes, so he's not going to get hit right after, which is really good. Blake probably accidentally quit match. Because that seemed really strange how we, no, yo, my cat's screaming, I need to feed it. Sure. I don't need to do one. What is this logic? I'm just gonna wait 30 seconds. Well, it takes 6 minutes to feed a cat, apparently. Alright, we're gonna wait for Blake to feed their cat real quick. Cat review. Real S-Batch puppeteer. It was, to be fair, it's a little bit lucky. Like, at that point, any puppeteer should use their ability. But, I guess, sometimes you can see Ripper when he's invisible. It makes, like, a wavy effect. So, if you can see his hand in the air, that's when he starts an attack. If you can see that and you attack as Ripper, usually it's really hard to see, but that's the one situation they can see the survivor is if you're in like in an open and there's like a clear color behind you. Maybe there's like you know how like the background of church, for example, has a bunch of fog. It's light blue, so it's pretty. It becomes a lot easier to see like a wavy effect in the air. Maybe that was going on. Maybe the Ripper was able to see that. Or not the Ripper. The puppeteer was able to see that, reacted to the swing. Otherwise, it is really hard, but it's worth a shot, right? And he did end up getting it, so that was really nice. First cat to ever play top survivor rank. No, what is this comment? Why did I just read that? Bro, Psyche, they're buffing Bonbon's camp. It's good. It's good that they're buffing Bonbon's cheer time, because that's actually a weakness he has. Hot topic. Gamekeeper is a top 10 hunter in the game. Well, okay, when there's 30 hunters in the game, that doesn't say a whole lot. 9, 18, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. There's 31 hunters in the game. Okay, great. He hit the top 33%. That doesn't really mean a whole lot. Let's see. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm one of the few people. It's talking about that Bonbon thing a little bit. Looks like it does take more than 30 seconds to feed a cat. I don't know where people keep their cat food. I keep mine in like a, in like this little plastic, it's like an old, what is it company called? Like an old plastic thing that used to hold coffee in, right? You empty that out, you put the cat food in, and now you can use that as a cat food disposer. So that every time the cat needs food, it's just sitting right there, right next to you. So you don't have to go down in the basement wherever you keep your cat food or across the house or whatever it is. I don't know, maybe it was empty. Maybe Blake does that too, but it was empty at this exact moment. Okay, so about the Bonbon thing. Look, on paper, a lot of people are freaking out because on paper, it's like, oh no, why are they buffing Bonbon's camp? Bon had one of the best camps in the game. You have to realize that, first of all, I want to talk about that clip. These clips that you see on TikTok is the one that I saw. These are blown out of proportion, okay? These show the best case scenario. In reality, it is really hard to do the best case scenario in real life games. And what I mean by that is that the guy in the TikTok video had infinite abilities. So of course he's able to spam 6 bombs on the chair, and then it takes the chair from 45% to 90%. In a real game, with survivors who know what they're doing, how they're kiting, it's going to take a lot of time to try to knock that person down. A good survivor is not going to be giving you basic hit. You are going to have to use bomb after bomb to try to hit that survivor. You could have Blink to help you out, but that's not counting the fact that maybe the survivor dodges a few bombs. Maybe you did a mistake and you dropped a bomb, since that could happen as you're trying to improve that bomb on. Maybe you dropped a bomb and the survivor used their ability, right? You drop one bomb, you're planning to chain it, but then the patient hooks away, right? So then you lost the bomb on that. At least you didn't use 2, but you still used 1, right? And that's a loss. And so situations like that, you're slowly using bombs. And keep in mind, you only get 0 bombs when the game starts. Only 0 bombs, guys! What a great deal! 0 bombs. That does not a great deal. I made it sound like you start with something. You don't start with anything is my point. It takes you 6 seconds to get 1 bomb, which I know doesn't sound like a lot. But guys, for a 24-second kite, which is about 30% of a cipher, you only get 4 bombs. What does that mean? 4 bombs equals 2 chip hits, because you always are going to need 2 bombs on average to hit a survivor. Because the first bomb you throw, the survivor's always going to walk away from it. You need to drop a second bomb so that it immediately changes from the first one. So every chip hit is almost always costing you 2 or more bombs. Hopefully it doesn't cost you more than 2 bombs. But if it does cost you more than 2 bombs, you might be in trouble. You might be in trouble, because that's what I'm talking about, where you start running low on bombs. That's where the blink comes in really handy. But even with blink, and assuming the survivor is good and I'm not saying they always will dodge a few bombs, but it's always going to cost you bombs to get damage on them, because they're not going to give you basic hits. By the time you finally knock them down, you might have 1, maybe 2 bombs, but very likely you're hovering between 0 and 1 bombs after just knocking down a survivor's bonbon. So what does that mean for the bonbon chair camp? That means you don't have any bombs to actually do the buff with. Alright, so, but here's the thing. Psyche, hear me out. Right? As you're chairing them, you're getting bombs, right? Right? Exactly, you are getting bombs. But here's the thing. What if someone goes to rescue? You commit all your bombs to drop it on the chair, and the first thing the survivors do is now they see you use your bombs, now they can rescue because you don't have any bombs. So this is the problem with the buff. Is that on paper it seems really good. It's still very helpful, because a lot of times with Bonbon, no one just goes to rescue. So this solves a huge core issue with Bonbon of... By the way, for those... I didn't even explain the buff. You can put bombs on the chair, on top of the chair, right above the survivor's head. And after 25 seconds, based on the amount of bombs you placed, it will increase the chair progress by like 7%, 14... 21. I don't know the exact numbers, but if you dump all your bombs, you could increase the progress by 50% as much. But it takes 25 seconds to activate. That means that as the survivors, you guys have 25 seconds to react to that and see that, oh, he just committed all his bombs. We can go rescue now. He doesn't have much ability to work with. I will say that with full presence, this is going to be a lot more dangerous. By the way, this guy's going in basement. With full presence, this is going to be a lot more dangerous. And dude, I got this huge blemish here, and of course, this is the direction I keep facing today. But I guess we're gonna have to look like this now. But guys, with full presence, I guess it's more practical to immediately drop bombs on the chair above their head, and you're gonna gain some back. Okay, well, nice try. 88%. I have gotten a survivor hit like that before when I played Ripper. And it wasn't on this cipher, it was actually all the way back there, right between these little things. They were running to the next cipher. I managed to hit them somehow. So I did even crazier Foggy Blade than that, but it is possible to do that. Maybe if he didn't have the accessory, it might be a little bit harder to see. Should I have rescued this man? Okay, no, I'm glad I didn't, because that would have been a really bad idea, because he just came at that exact moment. Well, this is really bad, guys. Ripper's insanely fast. Where is he? Where's my man? My man is chilling. Oh, that's a very weird Foggy Blade. Okay. I think that was a mistake. Gotta look carefully here. Which side is he coming from? Okay. He decided it's not worth it at all. Especially without your Foggy Blade, at that point it's just another 20 seconds. Guarantee you're not getting hit on that thief. We did use quite a bit of flashlight. 20% is a little bit more than I would have liked to use, but hey, we're probably not going to use the rest unless we find ourselves at this exact kind of area again, which there are 2 of these areas. We got the working carousel and we got the broken carousel. So both of these areas could work, and in the future we might even combine with that window. There's going to be a pallet back there. Combining with that window is going to be really nice. Although I don't think against Ripper we would want to do that, because the moment you use pallets or windows against Ripper, when he's close to you, it's just an automatic free Foggy Blade hit. That's why I chose not to use any of that area in this situation. So again, we do need to keep in mind that there is that cipher back there behind 10th that we need to do at some point. Fire Rescue is already working on another one. This might be pretty bad. I don't know if we're going to be able to tie this game, especially because Blake, I don't think he's going to be able to pop that cipher. Blake is going to somehow need to do the rescue, not get double hit, which is going to be a little bit hard with this survivor because he's not going to be able to immediately bounce away like Mercenary can. And then, even if he does all that, what if the Hunter goes after him, right? And yeah, Fair Lady lives, and we get a fresh chair, but it doesn't mean a whole lot because we still can't do the cipher. We still don't have a way to do the last cipher. Wonderfully, splendidly, Blake has Tide Turner, so there's no way the Fair Lady can get farmed. And I guess if Blake gets chased here, which Blake didn't even get hit at all, but I was saying if Blake gets double hit, he's still not going to go down thanks to that Tide Turner, which is such a huge thing. Tide Turner absolutely saving the game here so that a farm will not allow the Ripper to just immediately chair on the cipher again. Now the Fair Lady runs away from the cipher. I don't know. It doesn't look like she ran that far away, though. Okay, I guess it was far enough away. He decided it's not worth trying to chair on the cipher. And now we are in a little bit of trouble, guys. Because this is going to be insanely hard to do. It's going to be insanely hard to kite in this kind of area. Like Ripper with his Foggy Blade is pretty much just like Blood Queen at this point. There's not a whole lot we can do at that point. When you have a Ripper with Foggy Blade. So yeah, this is going to be a little bit difficult because, again, he's going to get his next Foggy Blade here. Maybe. Okay, nice. We do manage to stun him. That makes things a lot easier. It also means that we can see when he attacks. Okay, not if this horse is in the way, though. Okay. Okay, he still can't use his Foggy Blade. Okay, now he might be able to use it. Oh, that was a really bad flywheel. That's a little bit unfortunate thing about Rippers. That when he gets invisible, you can't really see him swing anymore. Unless there's like a perfect contrast of colors in the background. So hopefully they did manage to reach the cipher in time. That should have been more than enough time to do a cipher. Unfortunately, they spent their time healing, which I think is a huge mistake. In this situation, when your teammate is getting hard chased, and you guys have two ciphers being worked on, well, she is dead on chair, though. Okay, so she is dead on chair. So if she does do a cipher, then she's going to get chased, and she's not going to be able to do it. Okay. So this is a very tough situation. I guess in that situation, I understand where he's thinking of it. If she wasn't dead on chair, I probably wouldn't heal. But you know what? Looking at the situation again, reanalyzing it. Oh, God, Blake. Okay, well, we got to get out of here as fast as possible. Let's see who he goes after, Blake or me. Looks like he goes after Blake. That's going to be really tough now because the Feral Lady can't really do this gate. And we didn't really have time to even separate ourselves from the gate. We had a pop when we were still right in front of the gate. Okay, now Feral Lady's being toxic. Really uncalled for. We are going to get our flywheel back here eventually. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be on a time that it really matters anymore, though. Yeah, so we're just going to do the gate. I don't really care if he's holding sup or not. We know he has it already, so it doesn't matter if he's holding it or not. Okay, he does end up teleporting, though. If we can remove his Foggy Blade, we might be able to survive here, but this is going to be really tough. We don't even have any flashlight left. Oh, we almost survived there, and barely didn't survive there, unfortunately. With 1% durability remaining, too. I don't think we're going to be able to tie this game. Unfortunately. He is just a little bit too fast to deal with for a thief at this point. If he didn't have any presence, this would be much easier. We can see exactly when he's swinging. The flywheel will be much better. I mean, maybe we'll still make it, but based off of experience, I don't know. I don't think we will. I think someone is going to get hit by a Foggy Blade. Maybe Feral Lady can body block for Fire Investigator. I have a feeling a detention hit is going to happen, though. Let's see. Can they make it out? It's going to be close. Okay, they did make it out. They did barely make it out. I thought they were dead. I thought they were dead. I thought my kite wasn't good enough, but I guess those few seconds were just good enough. Maybe? No. Well, if I use a POW, we're going to immediately get Foggy Blade, and I don't have Flywheel for that. So we pretty much are locked to using the flashlight in an area that's not that great to use flashlight in when the hunter is that fast, because they're going to catch up to you before you can even get the stun started. If it was like a regular speed hunter, we would be fine. Okay. Good stuff, Blake. Nice heal, by the way. Forced him to camp. So, you know what? I said that I wouldn't have healed her, but I changed my mind. Thinking about it again. She is dead on chair, so if you don't heal her, Hunter sees that Cypher shaking. 73% is not enough to, like, pop if he comes nearby, right? If that Cypher starts shaking, he's going to immediately rush over to it, and he's going to stop her before she pops it. So that was really important that he healed her there. If it was, like, 90%... or like 99% would be the safest, preferably, because even 90% is a little bit risky. Then at that point, you could send her over there, right? And if she gets a heartbeat while she's standing in front of the Cypher, and the Hunter gets close enough, she's going to become invisible. So she doesn't even really have to worry about it by letting the Hunter get too close. Although, does decoding cause you to lose your invisibility? I think it does. So I guess you'd have to pop sooner just so it triggers on time. We're not gonna include that part. Okay, we got mechanics, so we're automatically probably not gonna win this game, unfortunately. Just because mechanic is one of the slower decoders in the game. Definitely slows down the Hunter a lot when it comes to trying to stop every single Cypher to get a win for them going. But when it comes for us actually winning, the decode is too slow to make up for the fact of of the mechanic having to rotate, right? And then the robot having to rotate. Look for ciphers. Avoid the block cipher machine. Maybe the mechanic could like stand at a block cipher machine while she controls the robot, which would be a good idea. But it's still losing time at the end of the day. You're forced to use your robot, which is a very limited resource. You don't have a lot of energy on it. What's up, Mason? We played Repo yesterday. Welcome. What's up, Mason? Glad to see you on stream. Psyche, how did you feel about mechanic nerf? They did the mechanic nerf for tournaments. In reality, mechanic is actually not a good survivor to win with. The only reason you see her in tournaments is because it's almost impossible to win against the current Hunter meta. That's why you see mechanic, because mechanic will help your team tie the match, or at the very bare minimum, at least get one escape out, which nowadays getting one escape out is considered a good thing. Before you recently got a 3-man escape, which is great. That's really good for them. I didn't see if it was round 3 though. If it was like round 1 or round 2, that's super impressive because that's Go Man Hula Blue. But round 3 is still extremely impressive regardless. Like, a dungeon escape is always gonna be impressive. It's just nowadays the standards to kiting are so ridiculously high, it's unrealistic. So that's why you see mechanic in tournaments. But in rank, where we're not going to be getting thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars for getting first in a Call of Abyss tournament, for getting ties and one-man escapes, it feels really crappy to be rewarded like that, honestly, in today's meta as a survivor. But that is the meta nowadays with survivors. That's how you win as survivor. It's considered nowadays a win is to tie, or tie would be extremely good, let alone a 3% escape, almost impossible nowadays. That's why it's so great. But I don't know why she didn't leech the mechanic. The mechanic was right there. Literally, I even saw the mechanic. And I'm not even the one walking around, traveling around the map. This is not fun. I don't like this. We're going to have 2 leeches after us here. I'd like for one of these leeches to... Okay, let's see. I think we do make this. We do. Beautiful. With that 15% vault speed and the little movement speed from the illusion... Sometimes a little bit of deceivingness? Is that even a word? Just deceiving the Hunter. By the way, I'm going to purposely stay close to the leech so it doesn't start following me. There we go. Oh, I'm going to fall, watch out. Oh, I'm going to fall, watch out. Oh, she didn't fall for it. Oh, excuse me? She thought I would fall and get terror shocked. She actually didn't grab. Oh, that patroller is going to last a lot shorter now. Oh, but it doesn't matter much because I'm getting falled by my leech. Okay. Well, I guess we're just going to have to accept the hit pretty much because there's almost no way to escape this. Okay, we're going to stall it out a little bit. If we fall here, I think we do cancel. Nice. Can we make it to that catapult? I would love to make it to that catapult. I don't think we're making it to that catapult. I don't want to try to... I'm going to try not to kite on the cipher. We're going to try to go backwards. And I think... we can make this again. Yeah, that speed boost from the illusion. That honestly is enough. The body block plus the speed bonus is oftentimes a big enough factor to just prevent you from She's so busy trying to block me off with the servant that I'm just already going to the next area. She's trying her best. You guys see what that servant was trying to do? The servant was basically trying to make it so that if I fall down the hole... Ooh, bad time to vault that window because now I can go here. For her, not for me. It's really good for me. But basically, she was trying to make me fall down the hole, which wasn't happening. So she's gonna get a leech hit. Nope, she's not. Let's try to force the leech hit. There we go. Because now she needs to leech me again, and now she's not gonna be able to leech the rescuer. Mechanic just BM flywheel. We respect the BM flywheel. I mean, this is already a game-winning kite at this point. Oh, I'll take it. I'll take it. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. I'll take it. Another illusion! 4 illusion magician buff. I'll take it. Why not? Hunter changed target. Alright, so I guess at this point, honestly, she could have saved it. Because at this point, I'm not getting chased. She didn't know that, though. I wasn't sure, even. Like, you don't know how far that main body is. But dude, the speed bonus from the illusion, the combination of body blocking plus the speed boost is such a good combination. And keep in mind, he's getting buffed, which is absolutely crazy to think about. That the movement speed is going to get improved from 40 to 50, which is the same as a window speed bonus. That is insane to think about. That we started with 30% movement speed with Magician, and nowadays we have 50%. He used to have, guys, he used to only have 2 illusions. That is crazy to think about for me. That this man used to only have 2 illusions back then. Got Terror Shock inside of his illusion. You did not get an invisibility when you got rescued from chair, that's for sure. They did so many unique buffs to Magician that have helped him little by little. And now this is probably the biggest buff by far. Every single time you get a speed boost from using an illusion, that's guaranteed value. You're gonna use your ability, so you're guaranteed getting speed out of it. It makes him a much more versatile character because of that. That there's gonna be so many times now where you're going to be able to use the illusion. I can take that over. Oh, she's got it already. Where you're just gonna be able to use the speed boost just to reach the next window or pal where you otherwise wouldn't have made it, which is such a big deal. Very underrated aspect. Oh, what the hell? Why don't you use that robot? Dude, they gave the emote a robot, and you can't even use that robot in the emote. That's kind of sad. Oh, we got a pink spike right as someone asked this stream. Dude, I know that was gonna happen. Someone asked stream, hey, you guys getting pink spikes? I knew it was gonna happen. It was guaranteed to happen. To be fair, I did feel we got a little bit lucky that she thought that we were gonna vault the pallet, but in a situation where you're getting followed by your leech, like, I know my regular leech doesn't follow me, but the main body is on top of me. We know it's on top of me because there's literally a marker on me. All she has to do is make it go outside the range and it will start following me. And we know where the main body is because where we saw the patroller drop and come from, that's where the main body is standing. You literally cannot move with the main body while you're using the patroller. So we know that when the leech comes, it's going to be on that side of the pallet. So as long as we don't go on that side of the pallet, we don't vault on that side of the pallet, she is literally not going to be able to get a terror shock on us. She's going to be able to buy me, and then we're going to even stall a little bit longer because she's going to have to walk a little bit around the pallet. But she played it even riskier, tried to go for that terror shock, didn't end up getting the terror shock because we already knew where she was going to end up standing. And then that ended up costing her an entire hit. A hit that she really needed because you saw how long that first hit took. If that first hit was actually a second hit, when we actually took a first hit, that could have been her second hit, but honestly, we already kited so many cybers at that point. It would have been really hard to come back. There is still a chance, though, because she could have leeched... Well, no. She's not going to leech the rescue because we would have gotten the leech out. So she has to leech me again, meaning that she will not get other leeches on the survivors. And it's going to slow her down dramatically because her endgame now means that all I have to do is kite Big Boat or somewhere ashore, and my leech is going to do nothing for her. She's going to have to carry around her main body if she wants to protect the gates now. So, Magician. Underrated character. Definitely check him out. Play him already. Magician stocks are going up, guys, with the buff to Magician and lots of other buffs that are doing him. Basically, an entire revamped character at this point. From the Magician from Season 1, already with the current buffs, already feels like an entirely different character. Nowadays, with this most recent balance change, if they're going to implement every single one of these changes, I'm just going to be straight up honest with you, I think they're implementing too many buffs when it comes to making a character who's already very good. But if they want to make an S tier kiter, then I guess this is the way you do it. I think this is a very good kiter. Magician's going to be a very good, strong kiter. You know what? He doesn't really have any support, so I think it's totally fine to make a survivor with a very strong kite. You know, if we have broken chase hunters, it's only fair that we have broken kiting survivors to make up for it. And guys, keep in mind, Magician is a very good survivor in the current meta. Very good against Goman because his Magician wands are essentially flywheels against Goman, and they come back every 10 seconds. They give you speed buffs. They force Thunder to swing at the illusion if it's in their way, which will give you another speed bonus with the resend buff. And that speed bonus is probably going to be 50%, unless they like add a different number for that speed bonus, which that might be the case. But right now, I'm assuming it's going to be 50% for when you use the illusion, and 50% when you... is this Percy? Why do I already have a RP? No, it's not. Okay. Well, it's probably not, because he would have already been closer to us. We would have seen the heartbeat go from small to medium at that point, instead of gradually grow. Unless he just likes to save his dashes, which there's not really a reason to save more, like, to save the dash. You always want to use at least one if you're full, because it doesn't take that long to get your dash back. It's only 10 seconds. She's playing 40 chess inside, he's playing IDV, right. I mean, we literally saw where she dropped the patroller with main body. We know the leech is only going to be able to follow her in that position, which is a big disadvantage. Something that you would only realize when you play Dream Witch is that when you use a patroller with the main body, one of the biggest things that no one talks about that makes her a little bit weaker is that you can't control your main body when you're using the patroller, which makes a really big deal in a situation where your servant is still following you. And it might follow you to a spot where it's not really helpful. And so you might be using patroller, but then the servant is just chilling way back farther away. So, of course, it's not that big of a deal, because usually you immediately patrol them before the survivor ever gets away from the main body. But in a situation like that, where we're basically already behind a pallet, and we know where the servant's going to be, all we had to do is just not vault the pallet. Just keep mind gaming, honestly. And it's going to make it extremely tough for her. So we are going to do this rescue, by the way. Oh, man, you are very greedy. You are a very greedy man. I guess I'm greedy for doing the cipher, too. To be fair, it is a little bit greedy to the cipher there, but the pallet is right next to me. Alright, okay, the pallet is literally right there. We're going to be fine. So he can't really do a whole lot without his umbrella. He basically needs the umbrella to do anything. So we gotta be careful here of the soul siphon. We really want him to swing here, because it will allow a rebound for this entomologist. She can totally rebound this kind of hunter. Ooh, I don't know if she'll rebound in black form, though. That is going to be a little bit harder. In this specific area that she's running to, I don't think she's going to rebound. This is not really a place where it's going to provide a rebound. I don't really know why she went in that direction. She could have ran over there to those pallets, which she hasn't used either one. So she could have just used that area. Because he already used his blink. I guess that pallet also works. It's also a very good pallet. A little bit less so against Hunter with a long range attack, because then he can walk around the rock and get you in a vaulting mind game. And with his long range, he might be able to hit you that way. And you anyway shouldn't kite there, I guess, because it's in a corner and you're going to be trapped when he breaks it on the wrong side. Better to be in this area like that, because he really can't go around these pallets very well. If you do go around, there's another pallet waiting for you, and if he ever breaks it, then you just go up this rope over here. I mean, I feel like she just could have taken that in a completely different direction, and I think she would have lasted at least longer than 20 seconds, you know? Because Tide Turn is exactly how long Tide Turn will last 20 seconds, so if she can last longer than Tide Turn, then that's a win. I think that person just canceled the full presence bell, which is a really smart move from him. Good job, man. Okay, we would love a free rescue here. Oh. Sorry, I didn't notice that he was already rescuing. Oh, no, the flywheel actually separates her from us. Okay, preferably I don't want to take a hit anymore. Because she is going to be able to... Oh wait, she's not. She's actually not going to be able to kite here. We got to meet up with her. Hold up, hold up. Okay. That is an umbrella. We are going to have to stay near her. It was not full presence though. Can we body block this? No, we do not body block this. Ooh, I'm out. I wasn't sure if it was primed. Okay, but I guess I'm mercenary, so I will always live. So it's not the end of the world. Unfortunately, she wasn't really by a pal. She was by a drop down, which provides no distance. Oh, is he going to blink here to chair faster? Oh, because he was on a height, so now he chairs faster. Oh, no. I really hope Blake leaves. Blake, you're not getting that. Get off. Okay, if this Wuching just walks, we might have been in trouble, I guess. But he did end up using his teleport. If he goes for us, we have dungeon. We got the dungeon ready. And he already uses umbrella, so we have at least one rope swing here. Does this actually cancel the jump rope, the bell? We, again, we do have dungeon here. And we can totally stall out. Ooh, good elbow pad. Oh, we have 2 elbow pads. I'm over here kiting as if I have 1 elbow pad. Okay. Well, we have an extra elbow pad. Dude, they could nerf out Mercenary to 2 elbow pads and we would still get this dungeon. But dude, he used to have 5 elbow pads. If I ever got chased back then as late game, I was mad at myself if I didn't get dungeon or gate back in the day when he had 5 elbow pads. I mean, if I'm only using 1 on a rescue, and if I do 2 rescues, I will maybe use 2. You don't always need to use an elbow pad on a rescue though. It's kind of a waste. It's okay. I didn't really call early that's for me to say that I'm coming, but it would be. But he has Tide Turner. Does he have Tide Turner? If he has Tide Turner, it is actually better for him to do the rescue and then me to do the Cypher, because then maybe we can get the Cypher before she dies with Tide Turner. I don't know if she would though. I don't think that Cypher. The Cypher was 50. Look, in that game, with my positioning, we wouldn't have been able to do it in time. But if I position a little bit better after the rescue and like went in a straight line straight to the Cypher, maybe we could have finished it in time with this Tide Turner. But with me being where I am, we kind of need him to just keep decoding at that point. I do a rescue, and then we could get a body block, or we could get close to climbing the Cypher. I could heal a little bit, maybe if I don't successfully body block. Seki, I have a Bree number 6 account. What is that supposed to mean? Are you mean on Roblox you're gonna get all those squishmallows? Hi Seki, what's up Rosalia? Magician is so underrated. I hope he gets more appreciation now. Magician is extremely underrated. He is, again, with the meta right now. We are banning the meta though. We are banning Gummy. We are banning Shadow. I didn't even get to explain, but dude, extremely good. Survivor against the current meta. One of the best that you can use. Oh, we have... Where's Psychologist? Ooh, Psychologist was right there. We have a forward? We don't have a forward. Okay, for a second I saw a forward, but I guess no forward. Thoughts on not banning S-tier hunters in rank to practice for tourneys? It's an idea. It's an idea. I don't think it's all that bad, honestly. But you guys have to go survivors that are going to counter those S-tier hunters. I would highly suggest that if you practice, if you are planning on not banning S-tier hunters to practice for a tournament, then you should play like it's a tournament. You should play what you would play against that kind of hunter. You shouldn't be like banning, oh, let's not ban Gomez so we can practice, and then you go stuff like Patient and then Toy Merchant. Like, you wouldn't go this stuff in a tournament. So if you do that, at least go stuff that will help counter that hunter so that your teammates are not going to be as upset. Survivors like that would be like Coordinator, would be like Puppeteer. You know, Shadow, a lot of game sense involved. One of the game sense with Shadow, game sense is one of those things where you can only learn if you just go against the hunter more and more and more. And not just go against them, but think about after the match. Okay, now that I experienced that match, what went wrong? What went well for the hunter? Better put. You know, instead of thinking what went wrong, because you could say a lot of things went wrong, think about it like this. What went well for the hunter? What went really well for the hunter? And if you think about things like that, then you'll realize, okay, well, what can I do to make it not go as good for the hunter, okay? And that's kind of another way of thinking about what went wrong. What went wrong might be a little bit hard to figure out. It's better to think about what went good for your opponent and being like, okay, well, what can I do to prevent that going well for my opponent? If you had, I don't know, a mechanic doing the gate, but Mercenary was just standing on the side, it would probably be a better idea to have Mercenaries do the gate instead, because mechanic probably immediately went down when a teleport happened, or like when a ghost came around and just immediately killed her. Or I guess for specifically Shadow, because I know I said teleport, but I kind of meant that for the rock teleport as well. But let's say it's Shadow, and you have a teammate who is not a good counter to Shadow, like, but they can't get leeched, right? They already recently got leeched. then you should have that guy do the gate. Maybe in a match, you didn't think about that. You had 2 people at the gate, and instead of putting the guy who can't get a leech, you put the guy who could get a leech, and now she prevented the gate. Because the guy who could have gotten a leech was doing the gate, and now she stops the gate. Like something to think about, like in that kind of situation. Confined? No confined space. Okay, good to know. Looks like this guy is going to abuse the hell out of no confined space too. Good, good, good. That's perfect. That is exactly what you want to do in this situation. Has Psyche seen the peddler yet? Yeah, someone at the start of the... Ooh, that was close. Someone at the start of the stream asked me, what do I think about peddler? I think it's a really cool hunter. I really hope it's not Goatman, Hula Baloo, Opera Singer level busted. Opera Singer, at least when she came out. I still consider Opera Singer an unfair hunter. Having a hunter with no cooldown, just brainlessly just going across the map, just wherever you are, doesn't matter. Your positioning doesn't really matter as much with Opera Singer because of how fast you can go across the map to make up for your mistakes in positioning. I think hunters like that, I really hate the idea of that. That not a lot of thought has to be gone into it. You just kind of can go wherever you want, whenever you want. So, I do hope that it's not as broken, but just based off of looking at the hunter, looks really fun to play. And it also teaches a little bit about survivor kiting. You know, she puts holes in walls for her to travel through. Why is that a good ability? Because there are pallets in this game that have very long walls like this one. But if you could just put a hole right then and there, right next to the pallet, you'll come to realize, hey, this pallet is actually not so good when there's a wall next to it, when there's a hole right next to it. Because the hunter can easily go around it. And it kind of teaches you, okay, well, if you didn't already know, that the best pallets to use is the pallets where the hunter's on the long side of the wall. Even this pallet right here can be an example of it. Like, this is a long side of the wall, and this is the short side of the wall. Your goal is to try to get the hunter on the long side of the wall, not on the short side. Because on the short side, they'll be able to hit you relatively easily, honestly. So these kinds of walls, like, just think about it, and it'll help you realize, like, okay. And that'll teach you something when you go against other hunters. Like, okay, well, this has a short wall and this has a long wall. This pallet has 2 types of walls. I need to rotate, I need to circle the pallet and make the hunter follow me towards the long side. So that way, when they go towards me, and then I reach the pallet, we're going to be together on the long side now. And now it's not going to be so easy to get a hit on me when they go around. Like, thinking like that is really shown with this hunter. And not just when you play the hunter, but then when you play survivor, you'll come to realize that, okay, I could be playing even crappy pallets a little bit better by first making the hunter circle towards the longer side of it, which is a pretty important aspect. We're playing mercenary, so this is like one of the few survivors where, and first officer, I guess, and I guess gravekeeper as well. I guess basically any rescuer still has their ability. We can, ooh, he doesn't have borrowed time though. Okay, I guess we're just gonna have to wait for the rescue. We have the ability that if he teleports on us, that we just immediately leave and we can use these pallets, which is a really strong ability. Makes Nightmare's teleport and pressure on gate pretty bad. Okay, that was a good pop. That was as best of a pop that we can get. And again, if he decides to throw a crow here and teleport, it's not going to matter a whole lot. Blake did stun him. That's not that good, though, because that means they're next to each other. At least he didn't die, at the very least. Okay, so we do have the exit gate open. That is a pretty big deal. Once the exit gate is open... Yo, Miki, if you're listening to the stream, if you see a crow, just grab it and then leave, and then the crow will disappear. I think, right? It doesn't just stand here. It doesn't float, does it? I hope it doesn't float. Okay. You'll float, too, just like the crow. Okay, well, Miki, I would stay at gate because you can die in one hit. So do not walk out. In fact, you're already... Miki, go inside a gate, dude. You could die right now. If a teleport happens. Okay. We can even give him tinnitus a little bit further. Like closer to Shaq here. Just a close enough distance so that Prospector has a safe area that he can work with and reach the gate. Okay. So, in 99% of situations, he is going to go back here with a crow teleport. Nice. Miki even got a recovery hit, which is going to slow him down dramatically. Okay, that makes things a lot easier for us now. Means that we don't even have to go for the rescue. Prospector should be able to make this just fine. I'm even going to grab the crow. Because, you know, that way I'd rather be the target that he sees rather than Prospector in case Prospector gets it. It doesn't matter because he can't use the crow anyway. This is just automatically when this man just stunned himself. Alright. So yeah, that was a good match. That was a good kite from the Prospector. Close calls, but thankfully he had no confined space. Not having confined space on Nightmare is such a game killer. You gotta have confined space. Any singular window that's good will just automatically put you in a deficit. I mean, you don't really have anything to deal with windows, with survivors behind a wall. Every time they vault that window, you just have to vault it now, unless you can barely manage to hit them as they vault it, which, again, sometimes will happen. Okay. Alright. Gotta update the counter. We got at least one win. I don't remember how many other wins we got. I think we did lose. I think we did lose once today. Did we lose once today? No, we didn't lose once yet today. Woo, we got 4 wins. 3 wins in a row so far. Well, now we're gonna lose, guys. GG's. GG's, we lost. Okay. I think even the mechanic game, we didn't actually end up losing the mechanic game. We actually even ended up winning it. Oh, well, okay. Well, I was the one kiting. Okay. I don't know how she didn't find that mechanic, by the way. I literally saw the mechanic. Did she knock down the robot and then I want to chase down the mechanic? That might have been what happened. Alright, we have Ghost Queen, an old... Oh, no, this is not Ghost Queen. It's just a person named Ghost. Blake, I don't even have time to read this. Alright. Well, we're obviously going to spawn middle. That is the best spawn as Thief on Church. Also his best map. Where's the Thief respect? They buffing Magician. They're over buffing Magician in my opinion. Unless they want to make an S tier survivor. Then I guess this is the way you do it. But, where's my love for Thief, man? Dude, I want to see Thief come back. I remember the old Thief, double Thief, 1 Magician, 1 Cord meta. I remember those days. We knew those days back. Yes, you used to be able to play 2 survivors. Like 2 of the same survivors back then. Because there was not enough survivors. The newest survivor at the time was Priestess, Mind's Eye, and Forward. I guess Forward was already there on release. So when the game released, Forward was already in the game. But I don't think it was in the beta yet. I don't think it was in the Chinese server. Because in the Chinese server, it did release... The game, I should say, released a little bit sooner. I don't know... Ooh, okay. Well, I gotta stop talking because we just got 2 calibrations in a row missed. I missed the first one on purpose to see who the hunter is, but oops. I was about to say, I don't understand how this coordinator is getting hit so early. That was literally her spawn. Is she just standing at her spawn? Why didn't she choose to rotate away or cut away? I'm not really sure what happened there. Maybe she used the pallet? No, she wouldn't have gotten hit so early. She would have gotten into the pallet, dropped it, then made her way back. It wouldn't have been such an early hit. I don't really know what's... Like, dude, this is like a great... One of those matches where it'd be great to, like, look back and see, like, what the heck is going on inside their head? It's like the Inside Out movie. This should have been the Inside Out movie trailer. Every single time with the game like this. Don't you ever look at their head like, what did the trailer go like again? You ever look at someone's head and wonder, what is going on inside their head? Something like that, and then there's like craziness going on. Also carries Flywheel. Not really a good trait. Most hunters, Flywheel's not good against. It ranges from mediocre to extremely bad. And this is an example of it being sometimes good, I guess. It really depends on how accurate the Anne was with her cats. If the Anne is pretty accurate with her cats... Okay, let's go ahead and do Backgate. This game is looking mega familiar. But, you know, every once in a while you can dodge the cat, and then you can flywheel the basic hit when she misses with the cats. And then that flywheel has to go into a pallet, though. There has to be a pallet nearby. Oh, God. We gotta help him out. If we don't help him out, he is gonna eventually die to 2 cats. Can we at least make it before half? I don't think we're gonna make it before half. She's gonna get her cats back here. I have to prevent the stun from happening. Well, the problem is she's gonna immediately get farmed here. I guess we can stall it out. We get a couple extra seconds of decode now. Yeah. I do think the best course of action here is to let it go. And I really don't like that Blake is doing that Cypher. Does she still have her gun? I don't know if she still has her gun. See, the problem right now is if I don't rescue, Blake is gonna die. I would not do that Cypher. No, we're not gonna go after that. She's not saying if she has her gun or not. I'm just gonna assume she doesn't have it. It's not worth the hit. So yeah, Blake is running, but now it's too late. It's too late to run now. He's trapped on the edge of the map. He needed to run sooner. Let's see how good of a Kai he can do here. Oh no, Hunter changed their mind. Oh, that's really bad. One more jump and we're in trouble. Okay, we have to flywheel here. No, that was a bad flywheel. Okay. Well, at least we'll get some time that way. That was a really bad flywheel. Oh. I was even like sitting there waiting for the recovery for the full presence not the full presence for the charge attack. That was my bad. That was really my bad. I was ready for it, and I just misjudged it. I was just too antsy. I was just too much on top of that flywheel button. Someone tell Psyche what Blake told him? No, it's not a big deal. Okay. So they did get healed up now, which means now if its helper happens, she won't be able to kill that person. If I were them, I would just wait till full here. And as long as she dodges the cat, she should be able to do that Cypher just fine. Okay, she flywheeled the... Well, I guess if you got caught by the cat, you can flywheel the ability to not be able to decode. So that was a good flywheel. Prevented her from not being able to decode, which is a pretty big deal in this situation. Okay. Hopefully he'll make it. I don't know. He's coming from like a direction I don't really like. I would have stayed more in the open because once you're in that like narrow entrance, she might put cats on you in a way where it's like right in front of her body. Actually, we should actually prevent a basic hit. Let's prevent a basic hit so that she's forced to use her cats. Okay, and we even have Tide Turner, so she's not going to be able to knock me down. Blake, homie! Blake is coming for a ball that he's probably not going to end up using. Blink, yeah, unfortunate. 3 seconds off a flywheel. We do get to tie at least. What is that? Blake out here picking up his ball right as I was about to use it. Okay, well at least we do get the tie. Thankfully we got the tie. That was a really big mistake on my end. Because what that means is now it means that basically a Trey will kill us. Our cats will be able to kill us now because of that missed attack. So thankfully we were able to still tie that at least. Alright. And did anyone see if she had her gun on her? I don't think she had her gun on her. I think she just died already without a gun. It wasn't worth the hit. Like, Anne is one of those hunters where she really relies on hits because she's the type of hunter where every time she uses her cat, she's going to get a hit unless it's like church or you get a window boost at the right time, which can definitely stall it out. But it takes a lot of time to like set up the cat, split the cat, jump after survivor, hit them, cancel the cat, and then all that time, it does take a lot more than 10 seconds. The cooldown says 10 seconds, but really you gotta split the cat. It's kind of like Patroller, you know, Patroller on paper seems good. You got a 100-second cooldown, but in reality, you gotta spend time walking with the Patroller, watching the grab animation, then you gotta walk after the survivor. That's why it's only really good with Dream Witch, because Dream Witch is already gonna be right next to the survivor most of the time. She's just immediately latching onto the survivor. And the Dream Witch Sword is probably not far behind, already ready to pick up. Let's see. Force the phone on. Alright. Important info, guys. Force the phone on. Afraid of the basement, so run back to death? Question mark. It's so poetic, dude. Chinese is so poetic. Run back to death, dude. In English, you would just be like, "Oh, he's running back to die." In this case, it's like death approaches you. Death is the one chasing you. Psyche, guess who your hunter is? I don't know, man. Maybe. I wish I could say there was a reason behind what it could be. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it could be a wax artist. I haven't seen a wax artist in a hot minute. Let's just say wax artist. Although wax artist wouldn't be that great here. I'm gonna say... Oh, I'm gonna say Night Watch. It's gonna be a Night Watch. We're gonna get a Night Watch. It's like he farmed this fraud? What are you talking about? Blake said, I was trying to body block for him, but he ran away. Man, you guys really want me to know what Blake said really badly. I don't think he realized I fully blocked the door with my... I don't know what he means, though. I wasn't there to watch. Which door? You mean shed? Factory door? He wasn't near factory, though. Alright, guys. Put your predictions in. Wax artist. Wax artist? No, I said Night Watch. Sorry, I changed my mind. Night Watch. I said Night Watch. Alright, so if it's wax artist... Oh! It is a Night Watch! It actually is a Night Watch! Oh, we actually got it right. Yo, can I get a like for that? Give me a like for that. I just deserve that. Look at that. We got Night Watch right. Out of all the hunters. How many hunters are there? 31, so we banned 3 of them. 28 hunters. We got the 1 in 28. I guess it's probably not Clown, right? So it's more like 1 in 27. Probably not Hellember. Dude, here's the thing. We faced Wu Chang. I faced Hellembers. Guys, we saw a Nightmare. Does it really matter what I guess? It could literally be any hunter. We saw hunters ranging from Dream Witch to Nightmare. Like, come on. Wu Chang as well. Also, I gotta stop missing these calibrations because I just missed another calibration this stream. This match when I didn't need to. Like, I do want to say, you should be missing calibrations early game. Oh, he got stuck on the tree root. Let's go. 99% of hunters are not prepared for the tree root strat. Uh-oh. We're in trouble now. Oh, he changed his mind. I think he saw someone else that just dropped down. I think Blake just dropped down, unfortunately. Or someone. I mean, if Blake didn't drop down, I don't really see. If Blake wasn't that close, then I think it would have been better to just go for me. Alright, well, whatever. He does have enough energy to take the... jump rope here. Not the jump rope, you know what I mean. The rope. The swing. Swing! It's called a swing. My man peepered me. I'm shaking in my boots right now. He really thinks I'm gonna walk all the way to destroy that view. Okay. Well, to be fair, you're supposed to peeper in this situation. But I'm not gonna go ahead and destroy this beeper. It's just gonna take too much time. It's just better to keep decoding. It's gonna be faster that way. I really want to finish it at the very least. You know how much time it's gonna take to walk back up these stairs every single time? Let's just take the Gravekeeper cipher. For now. Maybe he'll finish mine. He is the closest one now. Uh-oh, he's gonna get pulled. He did come early, though, so it's not a big deal. Like, that's why you come early against Night Watch, so that the pull doesn't do anything. And when I say early, I mean, like, 38%, 37%. Okay, so it looks like he's gonna do my cipher now. Alright, there you go. Does Psyche know? Does he know? Psyche, which hunter would be good on this map? I mean... Alright, This is... I mean, I'd have to go through the book one by one. Let's see. Logically speaking, there are a lot of windows here to make Clerk not as good. I think Clerk can be really good here still. But the problem with the jump rope, the swings existing, is that with the swings existing... Oh, sorry, was I supposed to go for that? Oops. Oh no, Gravekeeper, don't go for it! Why is he in a shovel? Oopsies. I didn't realize because I was in the middle of talking. Okay. Well, as I was saying, I'm really sorry, Blake. I should have rescued you there. My bad for thinking the other guy would rescue you. Maybe we shouldn't have dropped that, because it's pretty easy to jump over. But it's also pretty easy for me to walk around involved, if I need to. And we get a boost. But we're probably going to get hit here, unfortunately. Is it worth the illusion? I think it is worth the illusion now. No, it's not. Look at all the abilities he committed. It's not worth the illusion at this point. And I would love to transition, but now is not a good time to transition. I would not have vault that. I would be breaking that. I'll be breaking that because if you vault it, then I can just vault the window. And it looks like he realized that, and then he thought I would vault the window. Mind games on top of mind games, guys. I'm sorry, Blake. Blake, if you're watching, I'm really sorry. I should have rescued you there. The Cypher wouldn't have been primed, so we would have to body block for him, but, you know, we should have at least tried. But I didn't realize that the other guy wasn't rescuing. So which hunter would be good on this map? I don't know. I would have to experiment to see specifically what combos are good. The problem with something like Clerk is that these ropes make it a struggle because you don't get any recordings off. I do think Nightwatch might have some potential here just because there are a lot of pallets that by themselves are good, but if you can jump over that singular pallet, then you can get a hit off. Or like the singular window at like the Darkwood's cabin window. Like that one as well would be, I guess, another example of that. Or like these two pallets over here. He could jump over one, you drop the other. He jumps over the second one because the last 5 seconds. You could pick Nightwatch here. Nightwatch wouldn't be a bad option here, but there are a lot of tall walls to make it so that when you're behind a tall wall, you don't get pulled by the wind. As you kind of saw with that window, scapula. As you kind of saw with that window plus pallet area, behind that wall, he's not able to blow me towards him, which definitely is a big struggle. And let's see. I mean, obviously the meta hunters would be Gray, Hula Blue, Go Man, Shadow. Honestly, I would tell you Obersinger is another good one because there seems to be a lot of garbage, a lot of rocks, a lot of trees that you can dash on. So that almost always you have something to cross the map with. Not like Chinatown where there's a lot of open space between cutting areas. And while that's usually a bad thing for the survivors... Hold up, let me say sorry to Blake. Sorry, Blake. But Opera Singer, obviously, of course, to be completely honest with you, I don't really think it has anything to do with specifically the map, as to say what hunter is the best. You know, stuff like Gamekeeper and Wax Artist, you can say is very good on Moonlight, because Moonlight's got those short walls where we can very easily shoot and hook over stuff. Is there really, like, any ability that is extremely strong on this map that a hunter has that could help deal with it? Not really. It's kind of basically like Arms Factory, but just readjusted, honestly. So then does that mean Dream Witch is good on this map? Maybe. Maybe Dream Witch is a good pick on this map because I have noticed that a lot of these ciphers are clustered together. So like, for example, the middle cipher on Darkwiz that we saw the Gravekeeper do, right next to that cipher is the Exit Gate cipher. And they're very close together. And that's kind of what made Dream Witch really good back in Season 5 and 6. Back when there was a cipher next to the crate. There used to be a yellow crate cipher right next to the sandbag cipher. Now, maybe you guys don't know what yellow crate I'm talking about, because that cipher hasn't been there in years. But there are 2 yellow crates kind of near the sandbags area that no one ever uses. There used to be a cipher right there. And that made Dream Witch a lot better. There was another thing that made Dream Witch better. And it used to be that it was more common to see 3 ciphers near middle. And we're kind of seeing that with Darkwoods. Darkwoods is kind of bringing back that old style of Arms Factory where you had a lot of ciphers clustered together, more packed in the middle of the map and less so on the edges of the map. So when you have a map like Leo's Memory, it is the exact opposite. Because you have so many ciphers at the deep corners. Like, we're talking that you can literally see the edge of the map right next to you when you do that cipher. And that's really bad for Cypher Rush, but it's also bad for Dream Witch because it means she's only going to get, at most, 1 cipher protected with a leech. So I could say that Dream Witch might be a good option on Dark Witch just because of the amount of ciphers that each leech can protect. On something like Leo's Memory, at most you're getting 1. On something like Arms Factory, you can protect up to 2 sometimes, especially with those double deep sandbag ciphers, which is still an issue. Although that is where they moved the yellow crate. They moved the yellow crate cipher to deep sandbags. And so now it's not as easy to protect both middle and the yellow crate cipher and sandbags, which is what it used to be like. Now it's not like that anymore. Let's fast vault this, because I don't want to be stuck up there when she mirrors. Magician versus Blood Queen, it's always really rough. No, she got me. She got me good. I think we're screwed. I think we're screwed because of that. 3, 2, 1. No! It actually still hit me. She actually hit both the illusion and me. Unfortunately, we gave a free hit. I really thought this was going to be a stupid Blood Queen that just immediately uses the mirror after the window vault. Should have vaulted it. But if I vaulted, then at that point we're also screwed because I used the illusion. We're going to take a mirror hit. At least we get the mirror hit, but I'm really trying to go for a winning kite here. But yeah, we don't really have an easy way to cancel, to like put her in recovery here. That is Magician's one problem right now, is that he's not that great against Blood Queen. Because the speed bonus is not usually enough to get you far enough away from Blood Queen. From the Blood Queen mirror. A good Blood Queen can usually still catch up to you and hit you with the exact same mirror that you used to have her hit the illusion with. So that's the one issue. Also, if you're like in a corner, that can be another issue. Like if you're trapped behind a corner, like at a window corner. But like right here, it's good. Because she has to switch now. But we're just gonna get blinked now. Oh. Unless I get stuck. Okay, she chose not to blink there because she swung at a wall. We gotta run, run, run! Yes, stall the blink out. We're just going for a tie at this point. It's really sad, but that's just Blood Queen for you. Let's vault the window. Oh my god, not vault the window. Vault the pallet. At the very least, to make it longer for her to chair now. So at least it's a little bit longer than chair and to stand on the same side. But I really don't think it's worth going for the rescue at this point. Really unfortunate. The peddler or whatever her name is. Like you talked about the new hunter. Yeah, I think it's really cool. I think they got a really cool idea. I'm just hoping that it's not like a busted, broken hunter. Like Goman or Hula standards. I really want to get away from that because that is so dumb that we are in a meta where getting a one-person escape is considered a good thing. Because when people watch tournaments, that's not what they watch to get excited over. You don't get excited over people getting one escapes and calling that a win. That's not really a win in a random viewer's eyes. In a viewer's eyes who doesn't understand competitive, that's a big fat loss. And you know what? I'd have to agree with you. That is a big fat loss. But with how tough it is nowadays, kiting, it's almost impossible. It's almost realistic with those kinds of hunters. With Go Man, I'm not talking about like something like Blood Queen, because I know I'm saying this while I'm dying and did a horrible kite. That was fully my fault. But we're talking about stuff like Go Man and Hula Blue, which have an unrealistic amount of abilities to dodge and kite, and are designed to be undodgeable even, I would say. Oh, is he going to do the same exact mistake of giving a free hit? Okay. He could have vaulted this window, you know, and then she wouldn't have been able to hit him. Not that window, because that window she can go around easily, but the other window. That's what the other window is for. But yeah, nowadays it's really tough. But yeah, guys, imagine if he had like the shovel right now. He would be able to survive this mirror and this kite would still be going. That's why you can't afford to be giving free hits to Blood Queen, because now that's 30 less seconds on the kite now because of that. The good news is she already used the chair at shore, so she's not going to be able to easily chair on it. The bad news is, yeah, if he just didn't take that free hit and wasn't forced to use a shovel, he would be able to guarantee, like Gravekeeper is one of those characters where it's guaranteed to live longer against Blood Queen. Not like Magician where it's like, okay, if she mirrors on top of you and then you illusion, if the Blood Queen goes perfectly in your direction, guesses where you go, you could still end up getting hit by the exact same mirror you illusion. That is, again, the one issue. Though that situation, she didn't mirror close to me. Which is perfect, because now she walks, she wastes some time. I illusion, now she has to switch, because time is running out. So in that situation, it works out. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be enough now. It's really unfortunate that we weren't able to do this cipher. Had he just had that shovel, you would just be able to do the cipher very safely, but... Honestly, I probably would have done this cipher if I was the lawyer, because if the Blood Queen uses the mirror on the lawyer, now then Gravekeeper can probably rebound as long as he has the chair speed boost effect. Honestly, he probably should have set up that ball ahead of time. No, he's not even gonna use it. I would have just stood near it, and then if she comes near, then I would. Yeah, it's kind of bad now. Now you gotta use 2 balls. I guess he can pick them up. He can pick them up, but she's probably gonna break the one that he dropped. Yep, she does break it. Okay. It's okay. I mean, they do have another cipher. They do have another cipher, at least. Okay, Gravekeeper's looking at a shovel. Gravekeeper's looking at a shovel. Gravekeeper's looking in the chest, I mean. Let's see. Lawyer is pressuring, giving tinnitus. This is very smart what he's doing, because he knows it's a very easy mirror. She just wants a target, okay? So if she's nearby, you don't want to give her a target, because she's just looking for any damage. Any damage she can get, she'll take it, because she doesn't have a target right now. It's better than nothing. That's why he was hiding there, because the lawyer knows that she wants someone. It's better than nothing. So it looks like the cipher is primed, but I don't think he wants to give a free hit. It looks like he has flywheel. He has flywheel, and I can tell because he just went faster there for like 2 seconds. And flywheel is actually going to help him. Sometimes it might help him. It might not necessarily help him, because you can totally, again, just like with the illusion, you can totally hit right after flywheeling. And it's not that hard, honestly. Because with Magician, the struggle is that they don't see where you are. So that is the one chance you have to get away. That they just guess which direction you went with the mirror. Because they don't have enough time to just stand with the mirror and see where you went. They just kind of have to guess a direction. Looks like Blake is going to go off here off the gate. Predicting a teleport or some movement trait of some sort. Yep. Which is good, but he didn't hide his tracks. So hopefully the hunter just doesn't look in that direction. Because if the hunter looks in that direction, he'll see his tracks. Honestly, if you're that close to the gate, it would just be better to like walk and then slowly make your way away from the gate. Because at this point, we're doing anything. Any possible trick in the book to try to possibly get a tie here. And it's all about sneakiness right now. Because once you find someone, it's a pretty easy mirror. Looks like Lawyer ran out of map. It's going to be pretty hard to be sneaky when you don't know where the hunter is. She might check for tinnitus here. Oh, he's lagging. She might check for tinnitus here. That's the scary thing right now. She might check for tinnitus at a big bow. Honestly, I was thinking about it, and in a world, it might be a good idea to just wait out the tension right now. That is a possibility. Ooh, I would not have ran right as you cross the corner. Because then if she turns around, she'll see the tracks still left behind. Okay. Blake, are you looking back, homie? You're not getting chased. I think right now his plan... I don't know why he used that ball. He really could have saved that, in my opinion. But I think he's just trying to get to dungeon right now. Maybe he's trying to get to dungeon. But if you don't know where dungeon is, then I don't think that was a good use of the ball. Hopefully the tension ran out. They did stall a long time. Oh, and she's perfectly behind him. It's not even like she's in front of him. She's behind him. What is that pocket watch? You guys know that pocket watch doesn't even do anything because he didn't even hit the... Good! Oh, the veteran bonus actually didn't end up saving him. Oh, it did not end up saving him, I mean. Oh my god, what is she doing? What is she doing? Oh my god. It's not even like they tried to butt him. He was literally just standing there. She was just standing there. She just swung and accidentally swung at him. Oh my god. Okay, well, at least we tie that. That was really my bad. That was really my bad. I should have just vaulted that. And even though we probably would have taken the hit, at least we would do a little bit of a longer kite than that. And it would be more of a secure tie. Really unfortunate. Lawyer not pinging? Okay, that's really tough. So he doesn't even know if Lawyer finished the gate or not. The one way you can know if someone finished the gate is if every 40 seconds you see their outline if you have the boost off of chair. So if you have the ability to boost off of chair when someone rescues you, you also have to have the persona ability where it lets you see the survivors every 40 seconds. And so then if you see just a Lawyer chilling at gate, not doing it, then you can pretty much assume it's open. Again, that's assuming he has the trait though. And what is it called again? It's called companion effect. And to have companion effect, you need to have telepathy, which shows all survivors for 5 seconds every 40 seconds after the last cipher is activated. This is infinite. This just goes on infinitely. As long as the game is going on, it will show you their location every 40 seconds, which is helpful if people aren't pinging, but it's not necessary. And if possible, I would just run companion effect without telepathy. But you are forced to run telepathy to run companion effect. And companion effect is like an S tier persona trait. You absolutely have to be running companion effect as any rescuer and as any kiter. Literally as any survivor in the game, it gives you a chance to rebound. The only one you don't have to would be like mercenary or wildling, because these are the two survivors that are A, not going to get chased, and B, ooh, I didn't see that we had a wildling, or B, not going to get chaired in the first place because of how good their chase is. And if they do get chaired, then usually they did a long enough kite where they don't need to rebound. Or like in Wildling's case specifically, usually you're not running, you're just immediately getting on pig while the hunter's in recovery. So that's usually the goal. Thankfully, the hunter did not pick the right spawn when someone spawns at corner house. The correct spawn that you want to go is up, above the Wildling. Because what that does is it pushes the survivor away from the pallet all the way in the corner. And once you have them in the corner, then they're not going to make the good pallet anymore. They could still use the pallet in the front, but now they're in a mind game situation. Like now, there's a huge building in your way. You don't know which side they're just coming from. They're coming from left or right. On top of that, if it's something like Geisha or Naiad, you're pretty much screwed when you're stuck in that corner. They're pretty much always going to catch up to you. If you decide to sit at one corner to see which side they come from, it pretty much forces you to commit to one side is what makes it so bad. Okay. So, graveyard is blocked. That server is being worked on. And this cipher is unconnected. So you guys see what's happening right now? The mind game situation of like now you have to sit at the pallet, see which side the hunter's coming from. Did she just run away? No, she was standing there. So you see, this is the problem with this pallet is that you have to like literally stand and see which side the hunter's coming from. And yes, while that does prepare you to see which side the hunter's coming from and makes it so you don't run into the hunter, you're still losing distance. Like right here. Oh, prepare for a target switch maybe? Nope, no target switch still. I mean, you never know with these hunters. They could literally just switch for no reason. But you see, like right here, like he counters with a tray or any movement ability if it was a different hunter, and this area is really bad. I mean, she did use the pallet to be fair, but even with the pallet, if he had a warp, the exact same thing would have happened. Like, you break the pallet, you just warp right where she is. You don't have, like, any pallet nearby. It takes a lot of distance. I'm kind of confused why she... To be fair, she didn't even... I'm going to be honest here. She didn't run a good route. After the pallet break, what you should do is you should run up the stairs. Because... Okay, well, we are going to get hit here. It's pretty much guaranteed. Because in that kind of situation, what's it called? In that kind of situation, we're still not going to touch the cipher yet. He lost his target, so, I mean, I'm assuming he lost his target. So if he lost his target, he wants us to touch the cipher. Yeah, he lost his target. I already see where she's pinging. So we're just not going to touch the cipher. He wants me to touch the cipher because it makes it very easy for him to stun me again. He's still searching! I have been giving him tinnitus, so he still thinks someone is there. Let's see. I'm still not going to touch it. Okay, now we're going to touch it. Because 1,000 presence still gives him a lot of mobility. Now if he goes back, now he's kind of too far away. Now we can react to him. We can literally see his shadow. It looks like he's making his way to Meteorologist. I think he's going to try to 1,000 presence. I don't think it's going to be on time. So he is nearby her. But it's not close enough. It's not going to be close enough. Man, too bad. Well, she actually can't even get more than one heal off the clock because of how long it takes. I was gonna say too bad she can't get a second heal, but it's not even possible. 68%, man. He already got another warp up. Does she die in one hit here? She does. She does. Okay, me and Wowling both switched. That was a mistake. I thought he wouldn't switch. He probably thought I wouldn't switch either. We ended up switching at the same time. She does die here in a basic hit. Because let's do the math. 1.2 plus 0.6 is 0.8. She healed for 1, making her at 0.8, and Hermit does 1.2 damage. 1.2 plus 0.8 equals 2 hits of damage. She would die. Right now, she survives with this blue hit, though, because that's another 0.6. Gets divided by 2 people. The 1.2 gets divided by 2 people. And so she does only take 0.6 damage here and does end up surviving. By the way, I've had someone ask me this before on stream. I am thinking about healing here. I don't know. I don't know if we can heal in this situation. Hopefully, I was kind of hoping he would go rescue. Is he going to go rescue or not? Okay, well now I cannot go rescue. Because I don't have a charge. He's still on the pig. It doesn't throw him off. Okay, Fire Investigator is going to die here. But he does have time to pick himself up and finish that cipher. No, why isn't he going for it? He flywheeled it. Whew, that was close. Fire Investigator does die here. But that's okay. Now we need to heal up. No, we can't take over that cipher. No, we cannot take over that cipher. We cannot take over that cipher. We need someone to rescue this. If we have no one to rescue, it doesn't matter if someone can take over that cipher or not. He can heal himself. He can finish that cipher. It's not a big deal. We just need someone to rescue. And you know what? Maybe he can, like, even push after the rescue. Like, when I get him in recovery, maybe he can even push the hunter. That's another idea. So he should heal up here. Eventually. It's taking a little bit longer than I expected, not gonna lie. It would be nice if he could rescue and save this Tide Turner for me, but he's already far away. He closed the warp, okay. So she has to do Graveyard then. She has to do Graveyard. Graveyard is our other cipher. It does have a little bit of progress. I heard it. At least 20. But 20 is not preferable, if I'm being honest. More would be preferable. Free rescue, right? Almost made him hit the chair. I would love a no damage rescue. That was a really weird ball. Really weird ball. Okay, heal up time. Heal up. Heal up. And he doesn't have Wanted Aura on us, so it's perfect. Well, it's not perfectly safe. Did he just knock down Wildling, who was trying to do the cipher? Oh, that is not a good time to be doing that cipher. Go back to, like, how I was being really careful when Meteorologist got lost. That is the exact reason why I wasn't doing that cipher. Because as soon as you touch that cipher for Hermit, it's pretty easy to get one hit on you. It looks like she's going to go down here, though. It looks like she's going to get shared now because of that. That was just a bad game sense mistake from him. He should not have been doing that cipher. It's for the exact same reason that on my first cipher I wasn't doing it. Because it is so easy to walk up and get a hit on you. And so, once you've already gotten hit, it's like, okay, now you can just be patient at this point. Yeah. It was really close. It was really close, but it just wasn't enough, unfortunately. We gotta be careful here. Which side is he going? Okay. So right now, I'm gonna switch to blue here. Because right now, I do die. I do die in a hit. With the tension, I do die. No features here. That's not a good thing for me. I hope he at least got like 1,000 presence out ability or something like that. Yo, Blake, what are you doing, homie? We have to use this. And we have to go on Tram. Tram will hopefully save us. Okay. This is going to force him to go after me all the way away from the side of chair. Honestly, if I were him, I would probably just go back through the warp. But he's probably not expecting anyone to go rescue. Little for him, someone did go rescue. So that's really good for us. He also didn't close his warp, which means his warp is on a longer cooldown than it could have been had he just closed it. So right now, same exact logic, Wildling will die here to a basic hit. Or, you know, a basic hit with detention, I mean. Because the way it works is detention doesn't do double damage. Detention adds +1 damage. So instead of doing 1.2, he does 2.2 damage, which 2 is enough to kill a survivor. But he does 2.2, so that's a bit extra. So that way when you do... Oh, he's back. Wait, there's a shot. Okay, I thought maybe he was going around the other side, but I guess not. If he puts red on me... Wait, he survives! No, why did he change color? Oh, I guess he changed color because he didn't want to die, but he would have saved Fire Investigator's life if he did that. Wow, I'm not even going to survive here. Even without detention, I would die immediately. Wow. He actually... Oh, I would have not changed color there. I understand the logic by Wowling. He didn't want to die in front of Gate. But in that kind of situation, when two people are right next to each other, you taking away your color helps the hunter. Because now they have 30 seconds to go after the mercenary now. Now he will survive, thankfully, because detention ran out. At least we got that. The way he's running towards the hunter's direction makes me think the hunter's going around. Because obviously he's not going to run towards the hunter, which makes me feel that the hunter is going the other direction. We're going to go for this gate. Obviously, because it's open. I'm kind of surprised he didn't also go for this gate. He just ran towards the gate that he's kiting by. That the fire investigator's kiting by, I mean. Okay. Is he gonna make it out? What's wrong? What's wrong? Is he BMing? What's the problem? How did he take that many hits in a few seconds? You're joking me. You must be kidding me. Is there a ball in front of the gate? How did that go wrong? Is there like a ball in front of the gate? What's wrong? How did he not escape? If the gate is not open, then why not at least run away? This is so bad. I gotta get out of here. We need a stall for Wildling's pig. Hopefully his pig will be able to save this man's life. Dungeon is here. Dungeon is here. It's on this side of the map. Although now I kind of pinged it in a spot where he might not understand what that means. Hopefully you can get his pig. It's 60 seconds to get your pig back if you already went down with the pig, which he did one time. But he did manage to get it back. I'm just going to leave. Why did he get off the pig? Does the icon of the pig go away when you jump down dungeon? Maybe. You don't have to. By the way, you don't have to get off pig to escape through dungeon. Did he get off his pig to escape through dungeon? I don't think the pig icon disappears when you jump through dungeon. If you jump with it on your pig. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe he got off for BM. Kind of dangerous. I don't know, man. That game was kind of sketchy. That game was really sketchy. Was there anything I could have done a little bit better? I'm trying to think. I optimized the tram as much as possible. We died as far away as possible. We stalled for as long as possible. The one mistake that I'm thinking is I wish I didn't touch the gate. Because if I didn't touch the gate, we could have kited for longer instead of being forced to go on tram. Although, the thing is, he probably has 2 charges stored up. Even if I don't touch the gate, he probably just hits me with one, hits me with another. I'd probably be forced to take the tram anyway. So I guess it wasn't that big of a deal. It's safer not to, though, in case like he has a 1000 presence and he hits you with it, like he almost did to me. I don't know. Was there like a time that I could have rescued? I don't think so. I think every time I healed was the time we had to heal. Just so we don't have people getting knocked down. And the other 2 guys, they also, I guess, could have healed up after Wanted Order runs out. That's kind of like a situation in the game where we don't really want where we don't really want to be decoding anymore. We need to kind of reset, heal up our injured people who are dead on chair. Yeah, and him doing that island cipher, kind of why I didn't do my cipher after the first hit. Because as soon as I take that first hit, and I touch that cipher again, he'll do the exact same thing. So, you know, I had to decode. I guess I could have played a little bit safer. There's not really a wall to go behind, though, so it's kind of... I'd have to walk really far away to really guarantee being safe, which might not be worth it at that point. But him going after me did allow the meteorologist to escape, so I guess we did gain something out of it, even though I took a hit. Yeah, it was a kind of a dicey game, especially when everyone was injured, but we did manage to escape it. And even have that meteorologist. Did I call her Fair Lady, by the way? I meant to say meteorologist. Even have that meteorologist be good. I don't know if Thunder's gonna go for me. Let's just play it safe. Gonna play it safe. That way, you know, if Knight decides to guy here, we can also leave. Not a big deal. So he's over there. Gonna ping as well for him to see me. Just so we know where we are in case he's looking for my ping. He might not be looking for my ping. That's okay too. He might be too busy kiting. Just in case he needs it, it's there. Who is the hunter? Sculptor. That is good to know. That is good. We're going to be pretty good info to know in case we get teleported on. I don't know if we can actually stun. This is definitely a hunter where we would want to stun her every time she vaults a window. I don't know if we're going to be able to. We might... Honestly, maybe we have to use the pallet first just so we can guarantee get a flashlight stun. Because the key to Sculptor is a lot of distance and making her unable to use her statues. And... obviously, stunning her is a good way to do both of those things. So, we're going to try to go for that. I haven't tested if it works from this high up. Okay, this is a little bit sketchy. If he makes it to... if he can make it here, slow pallet breaking. I don't know if he's going to make it here. Probably not. But if he can somehow make it here, maybe we can help him somehow. Okay. I don't want to help him because what happens is... the problem with helping a knight is that if you go near the knight, his ability gets cut in half. Instead of lasting 8 seconds, it lasts 4 seconds. Or if it, like, let's say there are 6 seconds left, then now that gets cut to 3 seconds. The point is it speeds up the ability timer by 100%. So doubles the speed. So instead of taking 8 seconds to run out, it takes 4 seconds to run out. Wherever you left off, now it doubles. So that's the problem with supporting a knight, is that he might be relying on his ability to continue the kite, and if you walk in on him within like 13 or something meters, you might be putting him in danger. In danger. That kind of sounds like a nerd thing. Oh my god, that's a huge stun. Let's keep preventing statues, because when you prevent statues, that's not a hit. If she turned around, I would have to flywheel, but... I don't know why she's not turning around. Oh, Knight went down. We're just gonna flywheel just to be safe. I didn't realize that he already got double hit there. My bad. I'm blind. I'm literally blind. He already got double hit. I mean, we stalled some time out, I guess, you know. We saved the fire investigator's life. Let's put it that way. By us supporting the knight who was already dying, the fire investigator who was in front of him managed to escape without getting hit by a statue, I guess. Probably not a good enough reason, though. I mean, hey, we got a lot of decode out of it. She went after me instead of picking up immediately, so we definitely got a lot of time there, but... teleport or a warp, and this is going to be extremely difficult. You already see me leaving. Because with Sculptor, the worst thing to happen is she starts a chase on top of a Cypher, and with Sculptor, it's really hard to then escape her. Get out of the area at that point, because she can block you with statues. You might get pushed into her. You might die on top of the Cypher. It's not that hard to happen, honestly. This kind of stuff can easily happen against Sculptor. That's why I'm being so careful. This way, if we go down, at least it's not out of Cypher. Ugh, didn't manage to dodge it, unfortunately. Preferably, I want to block her abilities. I don't think we're going to be able to, though. I don't think we're going to be able to. The most important thing is we don't buy the Cypher. Don't die by the Cypher. And as long as we don't die by the Cypher, we can get the rescue off. That's the most important thing. As long as we don't die by the Cypher. But if we die anywhere close to the Cypher, like right by that pallet, she can chair me quite a far distance, even right next to the chair or right outside ruins, the new one that they added like kind of recently, like a year ago. And then that can go really badly because then she can harass them. Go like halfway between the Cypher and the chair and play statues, scare them off. This way we at least have a shot. I know it's not preferable. I would have liked to live there earlier too, don't get me wrong. But this pallet's already broken and the other one is dropped. Which means if we vault the drop pallet, it's just going to be an easy statue hit. You definitely also want to combine it with flywheel. Because, you know, if you have flywheel, then that way when you get hit by a statue like I did there, you actually have a chance to then flywheel the basic and keep going with the flashlight. Kind of a late flywheel there. The statue was already out of her way. Nice. Really beautiful rescue from her. I don't like that stick, though. I don't think the stick was necessary. So she showed she has slow pallet breaking, so that's a guaranteed stun. We know that flashlight's gonna give value. If she had fast pallet breaking, it would not be guaranteed to give value. So we're gonna bait her to drop here. There you go, beautiful. So we already knew she was gonna do that because obviously she doesn't want to break the pallet. But we have to still be careful here. I don't know where dungeon is. Yo, Blake, I need like a dungeon ping or something. Where is she? She just chose to teleport. They did not manage to get the gate open. Oh, so sad. I was really hoping they did. Okay, we're gonna just work on this gate then. Not a big deal. Dude, the beautiful thing about being a survivor in this game is that as a survivor, you always have a chance to turn the game around, especially on a map like Hospital. If you know where to kite to make the hunter really suffer, that is a great example of like, oh my goodness, that is game losing for the sculptor. If you take her to an area like that, that is absolutely game losing. For something like that to happen to her, and now she's forced to teleport in a situation where she really doesn't want to. We can flywheel this. I don't know if Blake has dungeon. We're just hoping for the 1 in 3. Yo, Blake, you good? Blake is not good. He's not pinging dungeon. Hunter changed target. Dungeon is here! Let's get out of here! Let's go! We won! We got time for one more game too. One more game. Dude, that's the thing about being a survivor that knows how your routes work. Even if the kite was really bad. Like, I'm not gonna lie. We died really fast as soon as she went after me. With that full presence, it's really tough to do anything. Especially when the pallets were broken there. Like, yeah, we could have stayed at that pallet, but guess what's gonna happen? She's probably gonna block it with a statue and probably gonna get basic it anyway. So it's better to just try to use your flashlight. Try to use your ability to try to stall it out. And so even though the kite looks so bad, like, oh my god, what is Psyche doing? Psyche died so fast. You can change the kite just like that. And out of nowhere, suddenly the worst kite so far in the game suddenly becomes the best kite on the game and absolutely saves the match. Forces a teleport that she'd rather not do. Because guys, keep in mind, she's a no detention hunter teleporting on full health people. She wants to chase the injured survivor because not only is it less statues, if she ever manages to like force a survivor away from an area but they dodge the statues, she'll at least get a basic hit out of it, right? But it doesn't matter if they're full health because now they get a boost out of it. They can keep kiting. That anti-coring did a really good job stalling out, preventing me from being the target, from her stopping the gate. So that was a really big deal. And then Fire Investigator takes advantage of it. Oh, I'm sorry, I picked the wrong survivor. And then Fire Investigator takes really good advantage of it. Goes across. I guess maybe he already knew dungeon was there. I mean, man, if you already knew dungeon was there, that's great. I guess we are going lucky guy. Hopefully we don't get syringe. Just don't give me syringe, please. Don't give me syringe and we're fine. Like, just give me the item I want. It should really be 100%. Okay, that's a really bad spawn. That's a really bad spawn. Because now if Hunter spawns above me, obviously I'm going to run hotel. But now you spawn hotel. Thank you. How nice. So a lot of people, I'm guessing the logic from her is that, oh no, he's not spawning hotel. The Hunter's going to take hotel. Which is really bad logic. Because I can just take the window boost and rotate all the way back to hotel without the Hunter even getting close to me. So that actually makes it worse for me. Not only did the Hunter spawn above me, which kind of helps the Hunter now, because now I don't have that window boost to take advantage of like I would at the start of my kite if they spawn at hotel. But also, there's a survivor there now. Now I'm not going to have immediate decode. So before I pick my item, I am going to see who the Hunter is. Flare gun is almost always never the best item to take. And we got a decoy, which is not that good. Dude, this guy has the nerve to immediately do the Cypher when I'm always going to go Hotel. What is he thinking? You see how the archer just immediately went to do that Cypher? Didn't even, like, have a second thought about it? They had no idea whether the hunter was going after me or not. By the way, I picked Perfume, by the way. But Flare Gun also wouldn't be bad, honestly. It's just if you have windows, then the Perfume will allow you to then reach the window, and then the window will stall out for the long run, as opposed to having Flare Gun. Well, I guess you could, you know, they'll get one spike on you, they'll come out, and then you'll shoot them, and then that, I guess, also stalls. I think prevention is better than stalling, though. Prevention is just better than stalling most of the time, because Flare Gun will not prevent the spike, but the Perfume will, as long as you can follow it up with something. Like a window, in this case, against Wheel. Also, keep in mind, Flare Gun is really short if you're not Coordinator. It is pretty short. I don't really think it's that worth it if you're not playing Coordinator. Flare Guns, in my opinion, not that great. I think they're a little bit overrated. You see a lot of people buy them in 2v8. They're definitely not that expensive in 2v8, so it's not as bad. But in something like 1v4 where, you know, I don't have infinite time to search through chests, Flare Gun is going to be highly situational. Very rarely is it going to be the best item. It's a good item on rescue, but when it comes to kiting, I'm never going to pick Flare Gun first. Because a lot of people, they're like, oh, Flare Gun, that lasts so long. When in reality, the person shooting the Flare Gun in this game most of the time is Coordinator, and Coordinator stuns 30% longer when she shoots the gun. That's a little buff that Coordinator has. Special to her, exclusive to her. She's got really good aim, that's what it says in the book, but whatever, who cares? The point is she stuns 30% longer. I don't really think it's worth this rescue in its full presence. Alright, well, if Archer's already nearby, then I guess it's fine. I myself don't really have an ability to cancel full presence. She could maybe cancel it. Maybe. Because the problem with it, with canceling full presence as Archer, is that if you get hit by the wheel and they immediately come out, and you didn't cancel the animation of you getting hit in time, then you're not going to have time to charge up the bow and shoot the hunter in the heart to prevent the full presence blast. For those of you that don't know, when you get hit, getting hit prevents you from using abilities. There's like a hit animation that prevents you from wasting your ability. This is very good for Perfumer, where for something like Perfumer or Magician, it prevents you from wasting your ability when you meant to use it right as the hunter swings. So if you try to use it right after they swing, it prevents you from wasting it. But there is a way to cancel that animation. If you stop in place and then start running again, then you will cancel that hit animation and you will be able to use the item if you really want to. Most of the time, that's not a good idea. But there are some hunters like Forward, when you're trying to reach the chair, immediately after you get hit, you can cancel the animation and start footballing without having to wait on the animation ending first. For Archer's case, if you get hit by the spike, by the wheel, while he's rolling around, and he has full presence, and the first thing he's going to do is he's going to come out of wheel. And that full presence, that regular hit prevents you from charging up your bow, because the hit animation prevents you from using your abilities, which is a bad thing in that situation. So then now you can't use your ability. And you know, if you, for those that don't know, if you stun the wheel, okay, well, we're kind of in trouble. For those that don't know, if you stun the wheel, when they activate full presence, this is, oh, they missed. Thankfully. I don't know if we'll live though. Oh, they missed again. You only get 2 traps, so that's it. Are you waiting for a second trap? What's going on? Okay, that was a good trap, but I think we do live here with the boost. Thank you, boost. Okay, now he's just waiting for another trap. I'm gonna not hug the wall as closely. Oh, it's already primed. Perfect. He hit me right as I'm on the other side. Okay. Maybe we can make our way towards dungeon. If dungeon is exactly restaurant. Okay, he left for now. This illusion is not going to do a whole lot this game. Flare gun would be good here now, because against full presence wheel, we could cancel that full presence blast. When we shoot the hunter in the face right before the full presence comes out, you can stun them, and if you stun them right before it comes out, it does not come out anymore, but it still counts as putting it on a cooldown for them, so they can't just go back and wheel and then come out and it comes out again. Once these start coming out, it puts it on a cooldown. Whether or not it comes out is another question. And if you stun them, then you can prevent it. Kind of like what I was saying with Archer. If you can shoot them in the chest right as they're popping out a wheel, you will cancel the full presence blast as long as it was on time. But if you're the one getting targeted, that's a little bit different. That's a little bit harder because now you're the one in the hit animation. It's kind of hard to immediately try to shoot the hunter in the chest, especially because you gotta wait 1.2 seconds to immediately get that 100 bonus. Because if you don't wait 1.2 seconds, you cannot get 100 to immediately stun. Is he gonna make it out here? I don't know. With the full presence, probably not. See, this actually puts them in a really bad spot now because now Blake can get hit by one shot. One basic hit will kill Blake now because of that singular spike. Depending on how long he takes to chair, Blake may or may not make it. I think he will make it, but it's gonna be close. Hopefully he has like a ball or something. No, he's not gonna make it. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, that was not worth it. That just costed us a tie. We could have had a tie. There was no reason to really go for that winning move because he doesn't have tie turner. That just costed us a tie. I'm assuming the gate was open. Or if it's not open, then just don't go near the wheel when they start targeting the Archer after you rescue her. Because the hunter did leave the chair, so that should give enough time to run away and split from the Archer. Yeah. Okay. Well, that is our one loss for the day. I think that could have been easily prevented. I don't really understand why. Yeah, I just don't understand why Blake went near the survivor there. A little bit sad. Maybe if I did it sooner and we talked about it, we could have done it, but I wasn't even there. It would take some time to set up. But yeah, he does have a point there. He does have a point there. That if we're next to each other, we could go for that. I just don't understand logic because I'm not near him. So why is he going so hard on him? Does Seki always have their haircut? No, just hair is shaped like this today. Oh, a random owner. I wanted to do the 10 clues. I guess we're gonna have to leave the room now. Alright. I wonder if that gate was open. I guess we can check. Let's check if the gate is open. Maybe if the gate was open. If the gate was open, we totally could have escaped with like a flare gun assist. If the hunter has trump card, we're kind of screwed because then he snaps and kills 2 people. He'll trump card excitement, the flare gun, full presence comes out, snap kills 2 people. It's like he should give Salt and Vinegar Chips a second chance. Never. They're never getting a second chance. I have there a yeah. I have there a yeah. I'm down to come look. What is he trying to say? I think he said at one point that Thief is his favorite character to play. Did someone ask me what's my favorite character? I see Psyche playing Thief. Is he maining him now? I've been playing him years ago. Back when he first got his buff for the first time of, what's it called? Of canceling Hunter's abilities. That was the first time I was like, okay, then Thief has a real shot. Because if you cancel their abilities, they can't look away and prevent you. And prevent themselves from losing their abilities. Because that's the one issue. Is like, yes, if you cancel their abilities, you can't look away. But what if they look away before that and just hold their ability? Then you can never remove their ability at that point. And, you know, anytime you do, it was really good. But otherwise, it was really hard. And then eventually, after like a year, they finally decided, okay, let's go ahead and make it so you always remove the Hunter's ability. No matter where the Hunter or the Survivor is looking at, you'll always be able to remove their ability, which is really nice. Now, what that does is when you remove their ability, now they're forced to look at you. That's how you get that kind of chain effect. So I've been playing Thief for a while now, especially after when they did that rework to him, playing him a lot, showing how good he is. A very good survivor. Very hard to play, I will say, like memorizing what's behind you and all that stuff. And like what's a good time to drop the ground flashlight versus when's not a good time to drop the ground flashlight. When's a good time to use pallets versus when is not a good time to use pallets. Because remember, if you use pallets and windows, then you can't really use the flashlight. That's the issue. Because there's walls in your way, obviously. Psyche... Does Psyche always have the... I literally read that. Psyche main mech. Main mech, man. Mechanic was good back then. Long time ago I played Mechanic. Like, I know I hate Mechanic now, but guys, I have over 200 ranked games with Mechanic. Mechanic had her chance. She was good at some points. Like, she was always bad. Ketchup flavor is the best. I've never seen a ketchup flavored chip in America. Why don't we really see Priestess in rank anymore? It could be because Opera Singer just catches up so quickly after a stun that it doesn't really make a difference anymore. That's the biggest reason I would say. Wax Artist is another reason, though Priestess can be good against Wax Artist. Just because of the fact that when you go through a wall, obviously you can't get shot by the Wax anymore. I think Priestess can be good against Wax Artist. She can be good against some Hunters. Personally, I never like to use Priestess. For me, the problem with Priestess is that Priestess abilities, they take too long to recharge to come back. So I don't really like it for that reason. It loses a lot of versatility, and sometimes you're not in an area to use the portal well. And if you're in an area that uses the portal well, you're kind of forced to use it. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Mickey? Speaker's not working. Can you talk now?
Do you want to play 2v8?
No, I'm not gonna play 2v8. I have to do some assignments for school.
Oh, okay. Alright. Well, I hope you had a good session then.
It was good. It was good. Are you okay? You sound like you're in pain.
I am. Okay, Psyche. So for my job, I had to listen to 40 hours worth of like lecture for the certification, and it's worth it because I get a raise for it, right?
Okay.
So, and a pretty sizable one, I'd say. But Psyche, this module, you hear it, right? A bit.
Oh, you're still in it?
Yeah, I have started this one since I think 7:30, so almost the beginning of rank. It is still going.
I guess it's normal. It's like a class, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
Alright, Mickey.
Well,
It's like you don't end stream this today. I'm using your stream to avoid study.
I'm using Psyche Stream to get through study.
Alright, guys. As sad as it is, ending your procrastination habits, guys, I gotta end the stream. I gotta do my stuff.
No, because Psyche has to get to his work.
I gotta finish my bibliography.
See, y'all have work to do. Ain't that right, Psyche?
Yeah. Alright, guys.
So
Alright, Mickey.
answer, I don't want to hear none of this procrastination. I'm going to go ahead and cope and play something else, but I'm going to cope and I'm going to get through it.
Alright, Mickey. I'm gonna talk to you later, man. I gotta go.
Alright, take care. Go ahead, roll the outro. See you, chat.
Alright, see ya, Mickey. Oh man, Mickey always calling in the middle of stream. Whereas I'm talking about something too. Just use citation machines. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it. I hate bibliography. So dumb. Alright, guys. Annotated bibliographies, I mean. Alright, guys. Seki doesn't use citation machine? I forgot what I used. I'm gonna have to look back in my notebook what it's called. It's something that everyone uses. Is it EasyBib? It's either EasyBib or MyBib. It's not easy bib because you need to make an account. It's my bib. Yeah, my bib. All right, guys. I'm gonna head out now. Thank you guys so much for joining. We had a pretty solid ring session, I would say. A lot of good moments, especially that dungeon escape from Blake there on hospital. That was really good. Oh, we actually had a lot of ties there at the end too. Okay. 1, 2. Let's count the record though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I guess not as good because we ended up tying quite a bit more than I thought. But you know what? I guess if we were to lose a game and the way we lose it was like a miscommunication or like expecting something that I'm not doing, then you know what? I guess that's a fine way to lose because we can easily prevent that in the future. It's not like someone did a really bad kite. It's something very easy to fix. We could have easily tied that match. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins. Not bad, I guess. Had some mercenary in there as well. He's fun to play every once in a while. Get those easy dungeon escapes with easy. Okay, easy is a little bit of an overstatement. But, anyway, you know what I mean. No, not taking a hit as long as you know your odds. 2 elbow pads, you can take even a tension hit right on top of dungeons. So if you go to dungeon too early, it doesn't matter. Because the hunter can camp and it won't matter at all. You can still take a hit. Which is the problem with kiting a dungeon as any other survivor. If you kite a dungeon before your stars can escape, the hunter just camps on top of it. Which is kind of the problem that Puppeteer had that one match. There was that one match where we had an escape. Man, I won't lie. 2 of these wins today were pretty close. They should have been ties, but we had like a lucky dungeon escape. Maybe it wasn't lucky. Maybe the Puppeteer saw him swinging. Maybe this wasn't lucky either. Maybe Blake knew the dungeon was there already, so he already had it planned up. Like, I knew I didn't have dungeon set up, so if I was the one having to take the kite, I would have to just take a 1 in 3 guess about like where dungeon is and just guess which direction it is. I would have probably gone towards the bad corner because if we go bad corner, then we have a 2 in 3 chance, which that game wouldn't have worked out. It was actually at statues, so in that case, usually I just go for like gate. I usually like go for like an in between. I go like between shack and between the dungeon, spawn at shack and when it's hospital, just so if I'm confident I can get to like the gate and hunter doesn't have detention, so my teammates can maybe even body block for me. I might start thinking about gate in that kind of situation, or you know maybe the gate is just really close to where I just finished kiting. It's a lot easier to reach the front gate in hospital than the back gate, I will say. But anyway, so we ended up winning that game. Really clutch dungeon escapes today. If you guys enjoyed today's stream, be sure to check out more streams just like this every Monday and Thursday from 20 to 22 EST time zone. Or if you don't speak military time zone, then you can also check us out 8 to 10 EST time zone or 7 to 9 my time. I don't actually live in EST, fun fact. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining on. I will see you. Take care. This has been Psyche. Peace out, everybody.